baseball action tonight on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, and WOSQFM.com. This evening, it's the Marshfield Post 54 Blue Devils and Stevens Point meeting in this American Legion baseball matchup. I'm Gene DeLisio. Good to have you with us for Legion Baseball this evening here on WOSQ and also on ZaleskiSports.com. The same two ball clubs met last night here at Jack Hackman Field, played a real thriller. Marshfield led that ball game last night 6-1 after 2 innings. And then Stevens Point pitcher Braden Marshke settled down, retiring 15 of 16 batters the next several innings. And Stevens Point chipped away, came back and led the ball game 8-6. In the top half of the 7th inning, Marshfield then won the ball game on a 2-out, bases-loaded double by Dayton Bugar, driving in the tying and winning runs to give Marshfield a 9-8 win in that ball game last night. In the 17U game last evening, Stevens Point knocked off Marshfield 15-5. The roles are reversed tonight as Marshfield won the 17U contest by a score of 9-4. Marshfield and Stevens Point, American Legion Baseball this evening at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Nice crowd is on hand. Nice evening for baseball. Nice breeze as well. It's a bit on the warm side, but a nice breeze out here and fans enjoying themselves here at the grandstand at Jack Hackman Field. Now, we had the chance before the ball game to visit with Marshfield infielder Chase Robinson. This year, Marshfield's only college-age ball player. Chase playing college baseball these days at St. Mary's of Winona, Minnesota. We'll talk to Chase about his college baseball career as our pregame report continues following these messages.
Tired of hearing about checking account features? So are we. It's more about what you can do with your money to live the life you want. Forward Bank puts your access to everything you need in the palm of your hand. Mobile deposit, recurring digital payments, transfer funds, or pay a friend easily. Yes, our checking is free and includes all that you would expect. It's supported by your neighbors and friends at Forward, dedicated to serving our communities. Open online today at forward.bank.
Hiller's Ace Hardware in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center. The tools you trust from the people you can depend on. Shop the store within a store and find what you're looking for.
That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Now that's what I was looking for.
You'll find what you're looking for. We redesigned our store to offer the biggest selection of Milwaukee tools. A selection so big, you'll need a map to find your way out. Hiller's Ace Hardware in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between. Check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See Chips' complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream, all served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield. Be a champ and have a chipperific day.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
For tonight's Senior Legion matchup between the Stevens Point Sixers and the Marshfield Post 54 Blue Devils. Should be a wonderful night of baseball. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First, for the Sixers, leading off and playing center field, number 16, Braden Marshfield. Batting second is shortstop, number 1, Calvin Roth. Batting third is third baseman, number 5, Matthew Ostrowski. Batting fourth and catching, number 14, Noah Shakurin. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 4, Caden Whiteberger. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 10, Ty Clark. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 8, Colton Watalowitz. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 66, Zach Preston. Batting ninth, third baseman, number 6, Tony
We had a senior third baseman, 3-year starter. He had some highs and lows this season, but at the end of the day, it was just, I knew that if I pushed myself, it would push him to be better too, and that would generate the best ball club we could have right there.
You didn't see it play a whole lot for St. Mary's this year, but was that maybe a good thing? You could take a year to adjust and see what college baseball is all about.
Yeah, for sure. Coming in, I even told my family right away, like, I knew what I thought I knew about baseball, I knew nothing. From all the like little adjustments to just thinking on the fly, like, I need to go here when this happens, or just thinking ahead, stuff like that, where it's like, you don't think of that when you're young until, you know, you get to a ball club where it's like, you're focused on the little things. And yeah, no, it was definitely beneficial for me to sit a year and just kind of absorb instead of trying to roll with the punches, I guess.
I would imagine the mental adjustment has to be really significant. You're playing high school baseball, you're a guy who really loves the game, and you're into it, and you studied a lot, but it's got to be many times more than that when you get to college baseball.
Oh, for sure. Like I was kind of saying, like,
number 17, Beaversdorf.
He prepares us for every situation possible. It could be you're up by 10 and they're bunting, like, you just, stuff like that where it's like in high school you wouldn't necessarily think about it. You know, you're up by a whole bunch of runs. They usually bring in some like relievers or guys that don't see a lot of time. Well, in college you're playing to win all the time. You're never out of the game and stuff like that where you just got to be prepared for it.
What was the level of baseball you saw over there at St. Mary's?
We saw all sorts of stuff that I feel like Division III doesn't get enough credit sometimes, where we'd be seeing a righty throwing 94. Just great talent. I mean, we have ridiculous players. We had some of the, in my opinion, we had one of the smoothest shortstops in the nation, I thought. But you see a lot of good competition, and even your own teammates everyone was one of the best kids on their high school team. So.
And St. Mary's had very good success this year. Tell us about how the Cardinals did this year.
Yeah, we had one of the best years in program history. We finished first in Division III in fielding percentage. We grinded. We started early January when we got back. We had a short Christmas break. Came back and just hit the road running every day. Live at-bats, lots of drills, stuff like that. And we just rolled all the way through. Went down to Arizona and Florida, had success down there, and then came back and started our conference season.
That's something I'm sure that you had to get used to or enjoyed as well. Yeah. All these teams seem to make those spring trips to either Arizona or Florida or both. And how did that help in your development as a ball club this year?
I mean, especially being up in the Midwest, you don't get a lot of playing time when it's nice out, I should say. So having the opportunity to go down where it's warmer, you just kind of get a better feel for how the game plays instead of, you know, thinking about all the other outside factors like the weather and whatever else you could be playing with. The fields aren't usually in the best condition during that time of year, so stuff like that where it's just kind of, it's relieving to know that you don't have to worry about the other outside factors.
I've been told by guys in your position that the real key to those spring trips is not so much playing the games, but you're on the practice field every day, something you couldn't be doing back home.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, especially in Winona, you got we call it the rack. It's kind of like the Marshfield Fieldhouse where you have a bunch of courts all together, and that's where we're practicing at most of the days. And it's nice to just get on the field, get the actual, you know, feel for the infield, and just drills like that. Even outfielder drills, doing relays, stuff like that. It's really super beneficial.
Now, where do you see you fit in for next season?
You know, we just gotta roll with the punches and kind of win day by day. That's what I'm going at right now. Just not trying to think too far in the future, just kind of trying to win today.
Now you're back this year playing Legion ball. I believe you're the only college-age player on the roster this year. So what about your responsibilities perhaps as a mentor, as a guide for some of these younger guys?
Yeah, just kind of trying to bring the approach of the 1v1 again. We have kids hitting the ball everywhere. Like, they'll be hitting it right at guys, though, and it's just trying to keep them centered and kind of keep going with it instead of getting frustrated with themselves, because, you know, baseball is a game where you're not going to be successful all the time. So for me, it's kind of just keep.
Now we're set for baseball here at Jack Hackman Field. Leadoff man for Stevens Point is Point center fielder Braden Marshke. First pitch from Nathan Richardson is on the outside corner for a called strike one. Play underway here at Jack Hackman Field, Marshfield and Stevens Point in Legion baseball. Here's a line drive towards left center field that will fall in the gap in left center field, cut off by Owen Griesbach. But Marshke takes second base with a double. So Braden Marshke opens the ball game for Point with a line drive double to the gap in left center field. Our thanks again to Chase Robinson, Marshfield Tiger and Marshfield Blue Devil infielder, now playing college baseball at St. Mary's of Winona, for joining us as our pregame guest on WOSQ this evening. The batter now for Stevens Point is shortstop Calvin Roth, batting right-handed. Nathan Richardson on the mound for Marshfield, young man, a right-hander from Auburndale, working from the stretch. He sets and throws low and outside, bounds away from Matt Konieczny, and Marshke moves up to third base on a wild pitch. That ball was in the dirt. Wild pitch charge to Richardson, the count on Roth, now 1 ball and no strikes. Roth did not accompany the Point Ball Club here to Marshfield last night, and his loss, always a big one. Next pitch is grounded into the third base line, cut off by Robinson. He looks the runner back, throws to first base in time to recover to retire Calvin Roth. Roth, the player of the year, Wisconsin Valley Conference baseball this year, so his loss a big one last night. But back in the Sixer lineup this evening. Point batter now, third baseman Matthew Ostrowski. Stands in, batting right-handed. Lights are on here at Jack Hackman Field. Beautiful evening for baseball here in central Wisconsin. Richardson from the stretch. Now throws a nice breaking ball that's a bit inside, however, for ball one. Play just underway here at Jack Hackman Field, Marshfield, and Stevens Point Legion baseball tonight. No score, Point bats in the top of the first, runner at third base, and 1 out. Next pitch goes off of Konieczny's glove to the screen, and Marshke will score. That ball appeared to be receivable on the inside part of the plate, but one off Mac's glove to the screen. That will be ruled a passed ball on Matt Konieczny. Allows Marshke to score, and Stevens Point grabs a quick 1-0 lead. The count on Ostrowski now 2 balls and no strikes. Batting with the bases empty. Richardson back to the windup. Now throws a big swing and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike. By the way, the 17U ball game this evening won by Marshfield 9-4. Here is the 2-1 delivery. That's low and outside for ball 3. Very unusual line score for Stevens Point. 4 runs on 2 hits in that ball game. And both Point hits came in the 7th inning. Richardson throws once again. Fastball up and in for ball 4. Ostrowski draws a base on balls. And Point has a 1-out base runner for the catcher Noah Shikurit. Shikurit stands in, batting left-handed. Beautiful evening for baseball. Maybe not quite as muggy as it was last night, but we had a nice breeze last night as well, so that knocked that temperature down somewhat. The pitch by Richardson misses low and outside for ball 1. By the way, these 2 ball clubs, Marshfield and Stevens Point, will meet once again tomorrow at Buchholz Park in Stevens Point. Once again, 2 ball games over at Buchholz Park on Wednesday. Toss to first base, and Ostrowski dives back in time. The 17U contest at 5 p.m., and the senior game at 7:30. Both games tomorrow evening at Buchholz Park in Stevens Point. 1 ball, no strikes on Shikurit. Richardson throws again, fouled back. And the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Wisconsin Valley American Legion Baseball changing its scheduling procedures this year. And now you play a team 3 times in 1 week. And that's what Marshfield and Stevens Point are doing this week. Ball on a strike on Noah Shakurit. Pitch on the way. And just missed outside for ball 2-1. In fact, these two teams have played 4 times this week because they also played a non-conference game at that Rapids tournament on Saturday, which Marshfield won. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. And here's the pitch. Up and in for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. That scheduling is done in that manner now so that teams cannot load up a really good pitcher against one specific team. Here is the 3-1 delivery. That's high and outside for ball 4. So Richardson has walked 2 in a row. And brings to bat the second baseman, Caden Weinfurter. So a manager cannot look at the schedule and say, hey, I see we've got a real tough ball club on, May the 20, or maybe June 28th and July 11th. I'll make sure I save my best pitcher for those 2 games. Now we're going to play somebody 3 times in 1 week. You're forced to use a second and third pitcher in those games. A.J. O'Brien on the field. He'll serve as a courtesy runner for Shakurit at first base. Richardson from the stretch. Throws a pitch over for a call, strike 1. Stevens Point and Marshfield meeting tonight. American Legion Baseball at Jack Ackman Field in Marshfield. Point leads early 1-0, threatening to add more. Runners at first and second and 1 out. No balls, 1 strike on Caden Weinfurter. Here's the pitch. Low and outside and to the screen. Gets away from Konieczny to the backstop. And the runners move up on a wild pitch. The second thrown by Richardson here in the first inning. Ostrowski takes third base, and O'Brien moves to second. Count on Weinfurter, 1 ball, 1 strike. So Nathan Richardson struggling with some control issues early in this ball game. Coach Bob Opiola with some signs at third base. As Weinfurter steps back in the batter's box. 2 men in scoring position, only 1 out. Richardson working from the stretch once again. Now delivers, fouled back. Count goes to 1-2. Nathan Richardson, one of several ball players from Auburndale on this Marshfield Legion squad this year. He's ahead here, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Next pitch on the way, a curveball line in the gap in right center field that'll drop for a base hit. Ostrowski scores, O'Brien to third base. He'll be held right there. Ashadi gets the ball in quickly.
Left fielder.
RBI single for Caden Weinfurter. And Stevens Point leads 2-0. Ostrowski scores, and O'Brien moves up to third base. Point hitter now, left fielder Ty Cluck. Stands in, batting right-handed. Runners at first and third, still only 1 out. The pitch by Richardson. As over the knees, a called strike 1. Stevens Point 2, Marshfield nothing. Point batting, top of the first. Runners at the corners, still only 1 out. No balls, 1 strike on Ty Cluck. Runner goes, pitch on the way, bunted in the air, and grabbed by Richardson. He'll toss to first base to double up Weinfurter and end the inning. Cluck bunts the ball in the air. Easy play for Nathan Richardson. And with Weinfurter off of the pitch, he was easily doubled off first base to retire the side. A bunt 1-3 double play ends the inning. Stevens Point in the first. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors, 2 walks, and 1 man left on base. We played 1 half inning, and our score is Stevens Point 2 and Marshfield coming to bat. We'll come back to Jack Hackman Field and more baseball following these messages.
Hello, I'm Jenny Shaner, Realtor, Next Home Hub City. If you're a first-time home buyer or seller, or you've been around the block, because of my experience, I'm able to help you in the most efficient way. I'm a full-time, full-service realtor. I focus on my clients 100%. Let's work together as a team for a win in your next real estate transaction.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Stevens Point on the field offensively tonight. At first base is Tony Rotchick. At second base, Caden Weinfurter. At shortstop, Calvin Roth. At third base, Nathan Ostrowski. In right field, Colton Wachalowicz. Center fielder, Braden Marshke. In left field, Ty Cluck. Behind the plate, Noah Shakurat. On the mound, right-hander Royce Lown. Leadoff man for Marshfield here in the first, shortstop Jacob Sadowska. Facing right-hander Rice Lown. Pitch on the way, line to left field for a base hit. Sadowska takes the first pitch he sees the opposite way and lines the ball to left field for a solid base hit. Marshfield has a leadoff base runner in the first, and catcher Mac Konieczny now batting. Mac batting right-handed. Sadowska at first base has excellent speed. Lown from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Across for a call and strike one. Marshfield batting, bottom half of the first, trailing early 2-0 here at Jack Hackman Field. No balls, 1 strike on Matt Konieczny. Lown checks the base runner once again and goes to first base. Sadowska dives back in safely. Good chance that Jacob will be on the move sometime in this sequence. He's one of Marshfield's fastest ball players. Lown gets set once again. There he goes. Pitch on the way is hit in the air towards right center field. A long run from Marshke keeps coming on and makes the catch. Manchella right center field for out number 1. Sadowska hustling back to first base.
Center fielder.
Long run for Braden Marshke, but he runs it down in shallow right center field to retire Matt Konieczny. 1 man down. The hitter now is center fielder Dawson Luther. Batting left-handed. We'll see if Sadowska's on the move once again here. Lown looks over. Takes his time, now turns, goes to first base, and Jacob dives back in. He made a kind of a stutter step over there and went back. Luther stands in there once again. Sadowska extends that lead. Lown now delivers. Line to left center field for a base hit. Sadowska to second base. He'll round second. Heading for third. Cut off by Marshke in left center field. And Jacob gets the green light. He'll try to score. Here's the relay throw from the shortstop. And he is safe. Dives in underneath the tag. Good throw from Calvin Roth. Taking the relay throw in shallow left field. Good throw to catcher Noah Shakurat. But Sadowska dives in below the tag and scores on a double to the gap by Dawson Luther. And Stevens Point's lead now cut to 2-1. So Marshfield on the scoreboard here in the first. The batter now, second baseman Mason Anderson. Mason digs in. Lown working from the stretch. And now throws a breaking ball. That rides high for ball one. So it's Stevens Point 2, Marshfield 1. Marshfield batting, bottom half of the first. Luther at second base, and 1 out. 1 ball, no strikes on Mason Anderson. Lown gets set once again. Checks that base runner. And now throws. And missed the outside corner for ball. 2 balls, no strikes. On this date back in 1978, the Chicago White Sox hired Major League Baseball's second black manager. Now the 2-0 delivery. That's over for call strike, 2-1. White Sox hired Larry Doby to replace Bob Lemon as their manager. Frank Robinson, the first black manager, Larry Doby, the second. 2 balls, 1 strike on Mason Anderson. Now Lown gets set once again and fires. High hopper left side and through the hole for a base hit. Luther to third base. He'll round third. The ball dropped in left field by Cluck. And so Luther scores easily on a base hit by Mason Anderson. And that ties the ball game at 1 apiece. High hopper left side, and Luther, even though that ball was fielded in shallow left field by Ty Cluck, he did not hesitate coming around third base. Then Cluck dropped the ball, and so Luther scores rather handily on the play. So we're back to even, tied up at 2. Anderson to first base for left fielder Owen Griesbach. Lown ready. Now throws a breaking ball. It's across for a call, strike 1. So our score now, Marshfield 2, Stevens Point 2. Marshfield batting, bottom half of the first. Base runner at first base and 1 out. No balls, 1 strike on Owen Griesbach. Lown gets a sign from Shakurit. Runner goes, pitch on the way, line towards center field. Marshke right there, can't make the play. Falls in front of him for a base hit. And Griesbach singles to center field. Anderson stops at second base. So 4 Marshfield hits here in the opening inning. Chase Robinson, the next batter. Marshfield third baseman. Hitting for the first time tonight. Chase batting right-handed. Lown working from the stretch here. Readies himself and throws a breaking ball across the knees for call, strike 1. Back in 1978, the White Sox were owned by Bill Veeck. He hired Larry Doby to be that manager that year to replace Bob Lemon. Now the 0-1 delivery on the way. That's in there for a call, strike 2, 0-2. And it was Bill Veeck who back in 1948 signed Larry Doby as the American League's first black ball player, after Jackie Robinson had played for the Dodgers earlier in the year. Lown throws once again. Curveball popped up on the right side. Infield fly rule is in effect. And the second baseman, Weinfurter, makes the play for out number 2. Runners hold their ground. Anderson stays at second base. Griesbach at first. And Bryce Shoddy, the batter for Marshfield. That would have been 1947, rather, not 48, 47. Veeck signed Doby to play for the Cleveland Indians. American League's first black player, and became American League's first black manager. Pitch to Shoddy down low, blocked by Shakurit, but the runners move up. Shakurit blocked the ball nicely, but the ball caromed in front of him for a wild pitch. And Anderson takes third base. Griesbach moves to second. The count on Shoddy, 1 ball, no strikes. 2 men in scoring position and 2 outs. Lown throws once again. That's a drive, deep right field. Watalowicz goes back and makes a nice basket catch in the right field corner to retire the side. Well done by the right fielder Watalowicz. Shoddy retired to end the inning. In the first for Marshfield, 2 runs on 4 hits. No errors and 2 men left on base. We've now played 1 inning, and our score is Marshfield 2 and Stevens Point 2. More baseball coming up in just a moment.
Hiller's Ace Hardware in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center. The tools you trust from the people you can depend on. Shop the store within a store and find what you're looking for.
That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Now that's what I was looking for.
You'll find what you're looking for. We redesigned our store to offer the biggest selection of Milwaukee tools. A selection so big, you'll need a map to find your way out. Hiller's Ace Hardware in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient Central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale, we have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Right fielder, Colton Witulowicz.
Stevens Point comes to bat, top of the second. Leadoff man is the right fielder, Colton Witulowicz. Batting for the first time tonight. Facing Marshfield's Nathan Richardson. Nathan throws, fastball over for called strike 1. We're deadlocked at 2. Stevens Point bats top half of the second inning here at Jack Hackman Field. 0-1 delivery, breaking ball. And that floats a bit inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good night for baseball here in Central Wisconsin. 1-1 delivery, a big swing and a miss. 1-2. If you're in the neighborhood, stop by, take in some baseball tonight between Marshfield and Stevens Point. Now the 1-1 delivery, a swing and a miss. And Witulowicz out on strikes. First strikeout for Nathan Richardson. 1 out. DH Zach Piasek now batting for Stevens Point. Batting right-handed as well. And the delivery by Richardson. Breaking ball across for call strike 1. American Legion Baseball tonight on WOSQ, brought to us by Citizen State Bank of Loyal. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Foul back. They are community-owned and community-minded. They welcome the chance to serve you no matter what life brings. That's Citizen State Bank of Loyal. 0-2 on Piasek. Richardson throws once again, the one outside for a ball. 1-2. Marshfield has won 2 straight over Stevens Point between Saturday and last night. 1-2 delivery. Breaking ball floats low for a ball. 2-2. Stevens Point trying to make amends. In position to win last night, but gave up a 2-run lead in the 7th inning. Next pitch on the way, club to center field, but right at Dawson Luther. And he'll grab it for out number 2. Clubbed is the appropriate word for Piasek. He kind of tomahawked that ball to center field. Hit the ball a long way, but Dawson Luther there makes the catch for out number 2. The first baseman, Tony Rotchek, now batting for Stevens Point. Richardson stays in the wind-up position. Seeing less and less of that in local baseball these days. Nathan throws here. And that pitch inside for ball 1. Marshfield and Stevens Point tied at 2. Point batting top of the second. Bases empty and 2 out. Now the 1-0 delivery. That rides high for ball 2-0. You see so many pitchers these days who pitch from the stretch exclusively, even with nobody on base. Richardson fires once again. Got the low outside corner for a call strike. The count now 2-1. Game time temperature, by the way, 82 degrees. Partly cloudy skies. Here's a pitch up and in for ball 3. 3-1. Winds from the southwest, 7 miles an hour. Humidity is at 80%, so a bit muggy. but for the most part, rather pleasant. Now the 3-1 pitch on the way. Chop towards shortstop. Sadowska will charge, scoop it up, fire to first base in time for the out. Well done by Marshfield shortstop Jacob Sadowska, coming in to display that roller. Going his way, makes a nice scoop and throw on the run to end the inning. In the second for Stevens Point, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We played 1.5, and our score is Stevens Point 2, Marshfield 2. Back with more baseball following these messages.
Hey everybody, Ned over at Wheeler Chevrolet GMC, and going on now the Wheeler Summer Sale Down, which means take advantage of our lowest prices on our longest available units in stock. Going on now through July 7th, like this GMC Sierra, or this Yukon XL, or this Chevy Silverado, plus many more. The Wheeler Summer Sale Down, some of our lowest prices of the year, going on now through July 7th.
We're following American Legion Baseball tonight on WOSQ and ZaleskiSports.com. Marshfield batting, bottom half of the second, and the leadoff man is the first baseman, Dayton Bugar. Last night's Marshfield hero had that 3-run double with 2 outs in the 7th to win the ball game for the Blue Devils. Facing Stevens Point right-hander Royce Lown. Bugar stands in, Lown working from the stretch. And he fires up and in for ball 1. We're tied at 2. Marshfield batting last half of the second inning here at Jack Ackman Field. Bugar back in there. And Lown fires once again. Ground ball left side. And deep short, grabbed by Roth, turns and fires to first base offline, pulls him off the bag. And Bugar beats it out. Well done by Calvin Roth, the point shortstop, to grab that ball at deep short and turn and fire. And had that throw been on line, Bugar would have been retired, but Roth a bit off balance. His throw to the home plate side of first base. And Rocha could not make the swipe tag, so Bugar is aboard. The batter, the DH, Tyler Kramer. He shows bunt, lays one down third base side, picked up by Ostrowski. He'll play to first base in time for the out. Kramer retired the sacrifice, third base to first base for out number 1. On the play, Bugar takes second base. By the way, Bugar receiving an infield hit for that ball that was cut off by Roth at deep short. So an infield hit for Bugar on that play. Marshfield batter now, Jacob Sadowska singled and scored his first time up. Lown still in the stretch position. Sets himself and throws. And hits Sadowska in the shoulder. Jacob hit by the pitch. And Marshfield has 2 men aboard for catcher Mac Konieczny. Mac fly to center field his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Time is called. There's a loose baseball by the edge of the backstop. Grabbed by Dawson Luther, the Marshfield on-deck man. Now Konieczny stands in. Runners take their leads at first and second. Lown working from the stretch. He now throws a breaking ball high and away for ball 1. Make sure you tune in to WOSQ on Wednesday evening for Trajan Bogdanovich. His program, Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Across for call strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Trajan talks about Wisconsin sports, has some special guests on the program. 2 full hours of Wisconsin sports news. Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage, Wednesdays, 5 p.m. on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. That's fouled over the screen, out of play. Ball and 2 strikes on Matt Konieczny. 2 Marshfield men on base here. Mack looking to deliver for the Blue Devils. Digs in once again. Royce Lown on the mound. Gets his sign from Noah Shikaret. And the pitch on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 3.
Center fielder.
Konieczny out on strikes. First strikeout for Lown tonight. With 2 down, the batter is Dawson Luther. Marshfield center fielder had a big RBI double and then scored himself in that 2-run first inning, so he's 1 for 1. Flag is limp in right center field. Not much breeze right now. Luther batting left-handed. And Lown delivers. Breaks across the knees for called strike 1. Marshfield and Stevens Point deadlocked at 2. Marshfield batting. Bottom half of the second. 2 out and 2 on. No balls, 1 strike on Dawson Luther. And Lown fires once again. That ball hit in the air towards center field. Marshke goes back in deep center, but gets there and grabs it to end the inning. Hit well by Dawson Luther. A track down by Marshke to retire the side. Marshfield in the second. No runs on 1 hit. No errors, a hit batter, and 2 men left on base. We've played 2 innings, and our score is Marshfield 2, Stevens Point 2. More baseball coming up following these messages.
Wisconsin shops at Gross Auto Group for 3 big reasons. No hassle pricing, lifetime warranty, massive selection, price to move. Gross Auto Group's no hassle pricing means the price you see is the price you pay. No back and forth, no wasted time. Our lifetime engine warranty means we want your new ride running for as long as you own it. And with 8 brands in 6 stores, Gross Auto has the ride you want at the price you need. 3 reasons, 3 towns. Gross Auto Group in Neelsville, Black River Falls, and Marshfield.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Please stay with us for baseball tonight on WOSQ and ZaleskiSports.com. Marshfield and Stevens Point meeting in this Legion baseball matchup this evening. We move to the third. Leadoff man for Stevens Point is their center fielder, Braden Marshke, who doubled and scored his first time up. Noah Richardson throwing for Marshfield this evening. His first pitch is popped up in a shallow center field. The second baseman, Anderson, drifts out and grabs it for the out.
Shortstop, Kelvin Roth.
1 pitch and 1 out in the Stevens Point third inning. Shortstop Calvin Roth now batting, bounced to third his first time up. Richardson winds and delivers. Curveball breaks high for ball 1. Other games this evening on ZaleskiSports.com. A couple of Legion matchups on the schedule for tonight. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Ground ball third and knocked down by Robinson. Makes the long throw across the diamond in time for the out. Hit sharply by Raw up at right at Chase Robinson, who makes the play to retire the dangerous Calvin Roth. 2 men down. Matthew Ostrowski now batting. Walked and scored his first time up. Merrill and Plover meeting in a Legion baseball doubleheader at Plover this evening. And that broadcast now underway on ZaleskiSports.com. Also, Everest at Wausau. That broadcast underway as well. First pitch to Ostrowski. Catches the outside corner for a call strike 1. Point batting, top of the third. Marshfield and Stevens Point tied at 2 here at Jack Hackman Field. Next pitch hit in the air towards left field. Griesbach comes on, can't make the play, and falls for a base hit for Matthew Ostrowski. Stevens Point's third hit tonight.
Catcher, Noah Shakura.
So once again, Merrill at Plover, Everest at Wausau. Those Legion contests now underway on ZaleskiSports.com. Point batter now, the catcher Noah Shakura walked his first time up. Shakura batting left-handed. Richardson from the stretch. He throws, pop foul over the screen for strike one. Richardson had retired 6 straight point batters before that base hit by Ostrowski. Shakura back in there. Batting left-handed, slightly open stance. Toss to first base, and Ostrowski dives back in safely. Dayton Bugard taking the throw. Shakura, the cleanup man for Stevens Point tonight. The pitch by Richardson. On the low outside corner for a called strike. And the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. Shakura digs in once again. Next pitch, line foul to the screen. Shakura still alive at 0-2. Jared Kressel, the Marshfield assistant, tracks down the ball on the third base side. Columbus Dons head coach. 0-2 pitch on the way. Hit in the air towards left field. Griesbach moves over a few feet. Makes the catch to retire the side. Hit well by Shakura, but tracked down by Owen Griesbach. In the third for Stevens Point, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We have now played 2.5 innings, and our score remains Marshfield 2 and Stevens Point 2. And we'll come back with more baseball following these messages.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
American Legion baseball tonight from Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Marshfield and Stevens Point renewing their rivalry this evening.
Leading off for the Blue Devils, second baseman Mason Anderson.
Marshfield batting, bottom half of the third. Leadoff hitter, second baseman Mason Anderson, RBI base hit, his first time up. Mason serving as the Marshfield cleanup man tonight. Stands in against Stevens Point right-hander Royce Lown. Lown stays in the stretch. And the pitch to Anderson. Floats down low for ball 1. Marshfield and Stevens Point tied at 2. Marshfield batting home half of the third inning here at Jack Hackman Field. Now the 1-0 delivery. That's clubbed in the gap in right center field, and that will drop for extra bases. Splits the outfielders. Anderson towards second base. He'll get there with a double.
Left fielder, Owen Griesbach.
Mason Anderson doubles to the gap in right center field. Some other Legion scores provided by Mike Steinwagner, who's taking care of security here in the press box tonight. Plover blanked Maryland game 1, 13-0. Second ball game in the fourth, Plover leads Merrill 12-1. And Wausau leads Everest 2-0 in the third in their ball game in Wausau. Owen Griesbach batting for Marshfield. Singled his first time up. Lown delivers a breaking ball on the outside corner for a call, strike one. Now 6 hits for Marshfield against Royce Lown this evening. No balls, 1 strike on Owen Griesbach. Batting right-handed, slightly open stance. Lown now delivers. Curveball hit towards short. And Roth grabs it. Throws to first base offline once again, but the first baseman Rotchek comes off the bag and tags Griesbach for the out. So Griesbach is retired. A dangerous play by Anderson, who, with that ball hit in front of him, still advanced from second to third on the play. Roth, I'm sure, was tempted to go to third base and cut down Anderson, but that did not occur. So Mason takes third base on the play. Griesbach retired, and the batter now is the third baseman, Chase Robinson. Chase popped to second his first time up. Lown delivers a curveball that breaks across for a call and strike one. Marshfield and Stevens Point tied at 2. Marshfield batting in the bottom half of the third. Runner at third base and 1 out. Here is the 0-1 delivery. Ground ball towards deep short. Roth grabs this one. Run will score. Roth to first base in time for the out. Robinson retired on the ground ball to Calvin Roth at shortstop for out number 2. But on the play, Anderson does score from third base. No chance to cut him down from Roth, as he was at deep short making that play on the ground ball. So Anderson scores, and Marshfield now leads 3-2. Bryce Shoddy batting with the bases clear. Breaking ball across for a call and strike one. Marshfield back on top 3-2 as they hit in the bottom half of the third. Bases empty and 2 outs. Shoddy flied to right his first time up. Lown throws a breaking ball, misses inside for ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. You're listening to American Legion Baseball on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Spencer Marshfield, and ZaleskiSports.com. 1-1 pitch hit back to the box. Grabbed by Lown. He'll underhand to first base in time to end the inning.
In the Blue Devil third inning.
Marshfield in the third. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, no one left on base. Our line score through 3 innings. Marshfield 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 4 men left on base. For Stevens Point, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and they've left 2. We'll come back with more American Legion Baseball following these messages.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
So, after a couple of years of this, it's time for more money and better opportunities. That's where Mid-State Technical College comes in.
Are you a born leader? Is hospitality your thing? Maybe you're into efficiency. Or do you love building teams? No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options. So stop getting by and level up today.
Thanks for joining us for American Legion Baseball tonight on WOSQ and ZaleskiSports.com. Stevens Point batting, top of the fourth. The second baseman, Caden Weinfurter, standing in against Marshfield's Nathan Richardson. Richardson winds and throws. Across for a call and strike one. Marshfield now leads 3-2 with Stevens Point batting in the top half of the fourth inning. Weinfurter, RBI base hit his first time up. Takes a breaking ball up and in here for ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 5, 6, 7 men due up for Stevens Point here in the top half of the fourth inning. Now the 1-1 delivery on the way. That's slow and inside for a ball, 2-1. Stevens Point scored 2 in the top half of the first. Marshfield answered 2 in the bottom half, and then the Blue Devils scored 1 in the third. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Here's the pitch. Ground ball towards short, and right through the shortstop Sadowska into center field. Jacob near the second base bag, got the glove down, but not far enough. That's an error on Marshfield shortstop Jacob Sadowska. And Stevens Point has a leadoff base runner for the left fielder Ty Cluck, who bunted into a double play his first time up. Got the ball in the air, was caught by Richardson, who tossed to first baseman Dayton Bugard to double off Weinfurter, who was on base at the time. Richardson from the stretch. Throws here, a fastball across for a called strike 1. Weinfurter at first base, held there by Bugard. Cluck stands back in there. Richardson checks the base runner. Next pitch is hit foul to the screen. The count 0-2. Nathan Richardson from Auburndale on the mound for Marshfield tonight. One of several Auburndale ball players on this Marshfield roster this year. Toss to first base. Sends Weinfurter diving back in safely. Approaching the dusk hour here in central Wisconsin. Pleasant evening. Good night to be watching baseball here at Jack Ackman Field. 0-2 on Ty Cluck. Richardson set once again. Now throws high fly ball to right field. Shoddy moves towards the line, gets there, and makes the catch for the out. And Weinfurter back to first base. 1 out in the Stevens Point fourth. The right fielder Colton Witolowicz now batting. Struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Witolowicz batting right-handed. Richardson from the stretch. Now fires up and in for ball 1. Our score now, Marshfield 3, Stevens Point 2. Point batting top of the fourth. 1 out, 1 on. 1 ball, no strikes on Witolowicz. Richardson fires once again. In there for a call strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. We talked last night about the unfortunate news about longtime Colby football coach Dwayne Teska passing away several days ago at the age of 93. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball, 2-1. We lost another coaching legend earlier in the week. Longtime Neenah High School basketball coach Ron Einerson died this week, also at the age of 93. 2 balls, 1 strike the count on Witolowicz. Richardson throws once again. Chopped on the third base side and grabbed by Robinson. Goes to second base for the force play to take off the lead runner. Well done by third baseman Chase Robinson. Going towards the shortstop position, going to his knees to grab that hopper. Then tossing to second baseman Mason Anderson for the force play on Weinfurter for the second out. On the fielder's choice, Witolowicz takes it over at first base. Zach Piasek, the batter, the Stevens Point DH, swings and fouls one back for strike 1. Ron Einerson was a native of Mount Horeb and played college basketball at UW Platteville, coached and taught at Plymouth and at Cashton, and then joined the staff at Neenah High School in 1968 and coached the Rockets boys basketball team for 25 years. 0-1 pitch on the way. And the plate umpire rules that Piasek did swing at that pitch in the dirt. He's behind 0-2. Einerson earned 556 wins and won state championships in 1975 and 1978. Here's a breaking ball down low for a ball, 1-2. And he was inducted into the Wisconsin Basketball Coaches Hall of Fame in 1979. Ball and 2 strikes on Piasek. Digs in once again. Richardson throws a curveball. Bit high for a ball, 2-2. Marshfield played Neenah in a holiday tournament back in the 80s. Bob Luxinger was still coaching the Tigers back then, so Met Mr. Einerson at that tournament a couple of years. Runner goes, pitch on the way, swung and a miss to end the inning. Piasek out on strikes. Second strikeout for Nathan Richardson, but we did have a chance to meet Coach Anderson many years ago. Very pleasant man and an outstanding coach in Wisconsin high school basketball for many years. In the fourth for Stevens Point, no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. We've played 3.5 innings, and our score is Marshfield 3, Stevens Point 2. Back with more baseball action following these words.
Welcome to the competition where only the best healthcare plans rise to the top. Megasure.
Presenting Paperwork Pound Cake, a half-baked plan with flaky service sprinkled on top.
Ooh. Next up, Security Health Plan.
I call this one the Sweet Security. It has high-quality coverage folded in, and it's frosted with award-winning local service that's sweet but never sugar-coated.
That's a slice of better. Chef Security, congratulations. Truly the recipe for better.
Rigel Plumbing and Heating in Marshfield, your local Amana dealer. Call Rigel Plumbing and Heating today to make sure your furnace is ready for the winter ahead. For expertise, honesty, and stellar service, look no further than Heritage Auto Body. Heritage Auto Body has free estimates and works with your insurance. Heritage Auto Body on Heritage Drive in Marshfield.
Thanks for tuning in for Legion Baseball tonight on WOSQ and ZaleskiSports.com. Marshfield batting in the last half of the fourth inning. And first baseman Dayton Bugar standing in. He reached base on an infield hit his first time up. Right-hander Royce Lown on the mound for Stevens Point. He's thrown 33 pitches through 3 innings. Lown from the stretch delivers up and in for ball 1. Marshfield on top 3-2. Blue Devils batting home half of the fourth inning here at Jack Hackman Field. Lown gets set, throws once again. That pitch a bit low for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Bugar at first base tonight. Here's the 2-0 delivery. That ball hit towards left field, but right at Cluck, who grabs it for the out.
Designated hitter, Tyler Kramer.
1 man down, the batter for Marshfield, Tyler Kramer. Blue Devils DH sacrificed his first time up. Good to see Tyler playing. He did not play for the Marshfield Tigers this spring because of shoulder injury, so he has not pitched all year, but he is swinging the bat and DHing for Marshfield's Legion team tonight. Lown delivers here, breaking ball. Floats high and outside for ball 1. By the way, Marshfield Chaparral's hosting baseball tomorrow night here at Jack Hackman Field. Chaparral's and the Everest Merchants meet in Dairyland League Baseball. Here's the 1-0 delivery. That's fouled over the screen at the play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Game time 7 p.m. Marshfield Chaparral's and Everest Merchants at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield tomorrow at 7 p.m. Ball and a strike on Tyler Kramer. Lown again from the stretch. And throws fouled back once again. Count now 1-2. Right-hander Royce Lown on the mound for Stevens Point tonight. Sets himself here and delivers. On the outside corner for a call and strike 3. Nice breaking ball by Lown, and Kramer out on strikes.
Jacob Sadowska.
Lown's second strikeout this evening. Here's leadoff man Jacob Sadowska. The Blue Devil shortstop has singled and scored and has been hit by a pitch. He's 0 for 1, or 1 for 1 rather. Jacob batting left-handed. Lown gets set and fires. Line towards right field for a base hit. Sadowski has his second hit tonight. 7 hits for Marshfield this evening. Blue Devils have a 2-out base runner for Mac Konechny. Marshfield catcher has fly to center and struck out tonight, 0 for 2. Well, Sadowski once again, probably Marshfield's quickest man. So a good chance here the coach Metz will send him, get him in a scoring position, especially with 2 outs. Loud from the stretch. Runner goes, pitch on the way, hit foul down the right field line on a play for strike 1. Sadowska was off with the pitch, now moving back to first base. No balls, 1 strike on Matt Konieczny. Catching for Marshfield tonight. Matt can also pitch, play shortstop, play some outfield as well. The count 0-1. Lown gets set, throws to first base, and Sadowska was leaning the wrong way, but does dive back in safely. Helps to be quick. 0-1 on Konieczny. Again to first base. And Sadowska dives back in. He was itching to go that time. You could see him jumping a bit. Gets back in time. Still no balls and 1 strike on Matt Konieczny. Now gets ready. And now delivers. Fouled back. Count 0-2. Sadowska was not going with that pitch. No balls, 2 strikes on Matt Konieczny. Mack batting right-handed. Again, Lown from the stretch. Here's the pitch. High and tight for a ball. 1-2. Again, Sadowska not going with that pitch. Marshfield up by a single run here. 1-2 pitch on the way. Runner goes and then bluffs and goes back. The pitch falls low for a ball. 2-2. Sadowska took off and stopped and went back. 2 balls, 2 strikes now in Konieczny. Lown again from the stretch. Pitch on the way. Chop fouled on the first base side. Still 2-2. Konieczny batting number 2 in the Marshfield batting order tonight. Max stands back in once again. Sadowska at first base. Increasing his lead. Lown from the stretch. Runner goes, pitch on the way. On the outside corner for a call, strike 3. Sadowska was on the move with that pitch, but didn't matter. Konieczny takes strike 3, and that retires the side. Marshfield in the 4th. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Now, after 4 innings, our score is Marshfield 3, Stevens Point 2. We'll return with more baseball in just a moment.
Cobeson Bus is hiring its drivers that they need. Cobeson Bus is hiring, it's the perfect job for me.
Cobeson Buses would like to thank all of our school bus drivers throughout the state of Wisconsin for their safe driving. If you would like to make a difference in your community with a fun and rewarding part-time job, apply at Cobeson.com.
Cobeson Bus is hiring, it's the perfect job for me.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken has been voted best pizza in Marshfield 16 years in a row. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken is ready for your call now. Choose drunken chicken, BLT, Western, mac and cheese, sweet chili chicken, and more. Plus, Scotty's has broasted chicken, fish sandwiches, salads, and desserts. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, 715-384-8118 and Scotty'sPizza.com.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
Stevens Point batting top of the 5th. 9-1, 2 men due up for the Stevens Point Sixers. Leadoff man is the first baseman Tony Rotchek. He bounced to short his first time up. Nathan Richardson on the mound for Marshfield. He's thrown 59 pitches in 4 innings. Rochik stands in. Pitch on the way. Fouled at the plate for strike one. Marshfield on top 3-2. Stevens Point batting. Top of the fifth here at Jack Hackman Field. Well played, a tight ball game tonight. Now the 0-1 delivery. Popped up on the diamond near second base. And grabbed by the second baseman Anderson for out number one.
Center fielder, Braden Marshke.
Rochek pops up, that's out number one. And the center fielder, Braden Marshke, now batting for point. Marshke has doubled and scored and popped to second. 1 for 2. The pitch by Richardson. Rides a bit high for ball one. On this date back in 1970, more than 51,000 fans were on hand for the dedication. Next pitch over the knees, a call strike, 1-1 of Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. First ball game played by the Reds in their new ballpark. 1-1 pitch, hit to the right side, grabbed by Richardson, tosses to first base in time for the out. Little roller on the first base side, played by Nathan Richardson, route number 2. Reds' first ball game at Riverfront, but Hank Aaron, the Atlanta Braves, won the ball game by a score of 8-2, and Aaron hit the ballpark's first home run. Calvin Roth now batting for Stevens Point. Fly ball to right field. Shoddy is right there. Gets there and grabs it to end the inning. A quick fifth inning for Stevens Point. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We've now played 4.5 innings, and our score is Marshfield 3, Stevens Point 2. And more baseball from Jack Hackman Field following these words.
Retirement is a balancing act because everyone's financial situation is unique. A reverse mortgage loan can transform your home's equity into accessible cash, whether it's to pay off your mortgage, cover bills, or fund your dreams.
The cash is there if we need it, and it just takes a little stress off of our lives.
You have something else to fall back on?
Call me, Josh Kilty, your local retirement mortgage specialist, for a free consultation to help bring financial stability to your life.
Man, that furnace is just going down and retirement's not working out how we wanted to have it happen. What can we do?
Let's see what Donnie has to say.
At Citizens Financial Services, located at Citizens State Bank, we specialize in developing unique plans for our clients to provide guidance in retirement. A customized plan starts with your goals, your needs, paired with a well-thought-out strategy to address those goals.
I think this is going to work.
To set up a time, call me, Donnie Snyder, at 715-486-8151.
Now more baseball here at Jack Hackman Field. Marshfield facing Stevens Point in American Legion baseball tonight. Marshfield comes to bat in the bottom half of the fifth. And center fielder Dawson Luther will bat. Dawson has doubled and scored and fly to center. 1 for 2 with a run batted in. Batting left-handed against Stevens Point right-hander Royce Lown. And the pitch on the way, breaking ball, floats high for ball one. Marshfield leads 3-2. Blue Devils bat in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Quick ball game tonight. Now the 1-0 delivery on the way. That's clubbed to right field for a base hit. Solid line drive single for Dawson Luther. His second hit tonight. And Marshfield has the leadoff base runner for second baseman Mason Anderson. Anderson tonight has singled and doubled. 2 for 2 with a run scored and a run batted in. Anderson batting right-handed. Luther leads at first base, held there by Rochek. Round to first base, and Luther dives back in safely. Right-hander Royce Lown on the mound for Stevens Point tonight. Gets set, and throws. High fly ball to center field. Marshke in deep right center field gets there and grabs it for the out. And Luther hustles back to first base. Hit well by Anderson, but tracked down by Braden Marshke for out number 1. The left fielder Owen Griesbach now batting for Marshfield. Owen has singled and bounced to short. He is 1 for 2 on the evening. Griesbach batting right-handed, slightly open stance. Lown working from the stretch. Pitch on the way, foul back for strike 1. Marshfield leads at 3-2. Marshfield batting, bottom half of the 5th. 1 out, 1 on. No balls, 1 strike on Owen Griesbach. Luther edges off first base, held there by Rochik. 0-1 delivery. In the dirt for a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. American Legion Baseball tonight on WOSQ, brought to us by Arts Body Shop on South Central Avenue in Marshfield. They feature quality body and framework, including custom work at Arts Body Shop in Marshfield. 1 ball, 1 strike on Owen Griesbach. And Lown throws again. Line to right field for a base hit. Luther to second base. He'll be stopped right there.
Third baseman, Chase Robinson.
Owen Griesbach's second hit tonight. Marshfield now has 9 hits this evening. And a Marshfield threat here in the 5th. 2 men on base, only 1 out. And third baseman Chase Robinson the batter. Chase has popped to second and bounced to short. He's 0 for 2. That ground ball to shortstop back in the 3rd inning did drive home a run, so he does have an RBI tonight. Lown from the stretch. Gets set and throws on the outside corner for a called strike. You're listening to American Legion Baseball on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Spencer Marshfield, and WOSQFM.com, as well as ZaleskiSports.com. 0-1 pitch to Chase Robinson. Outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm Gene DeLisio at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Marshfield and Stevens Point meeting in this Legion matchup tonight. Ball and a strike on Chase Robinson. Royce Lown working from the stretch. Checks the base runners and fires. Low and outside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Scoring chance for Marshfield here in the 5th. Runners at first and second and only 1 out. Robinson back in there. They count 2 balls and 1 strike. Runners take off. Pitch on the way. Is hit in the air down the right field foul line. Rochek giving chase. The ball's over his head and falls just foul on the first base line. Just outside the foul line behind first base. Had that ball dropped in fair ground, Marshfield would have scored at least 1, as Luther was across home plate already. But instead, that's a foul ball. The count on Robinson 2-2. Luther back to second base, and Griesbach back to first. Robinson digs in once again. Lown again from the stretch. Ready? Now fires. Missed outside for ball. Count now full, 3-2. Royce Lown pitching for Stevens Point tonight. There was a Major League pitcher named Lown many years ago, back I think in the 50s. Turk Lown. 3-2 pitch on the way. On the inside corner, nice breaking ball by Lown for a called strike 3.
Right fielder, Bryce Shotty.
4 strikeouts now for Royce Lown tonight. 2 men down. Bryce Shotty batting for Marshfield. Bryce has flied to right and bounced back to the pitcher. He's 0 for 2. Marshfield looking for a big 2-out hit right here for Bryce Shotty, batting left-handed. Lown checks the base runners. Fires here. Ground ball to the first baseman. Grabbed by Rochik. He'll step on the bag himself to end the inning. So Marshfield threatens but does not score here in the 5th. Blue Devils get no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Our score after 5 innings of play, Marshfield 3, Stevens Point 2. More baseball coming up following these messages.
I got referred to the orthodontist and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here and he was very happy with the smile. I'd recommend Bruce Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointment, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
At House of Heating, making your home comfortable is our biggest priority. That's why we offer dependable HVAC solutions and quality work in central Wisconsin. Our pros are knowledgeable in a wide variety of services so you can feel confident in your results. They'll offer the support you need, whether it's putting in a modern HVAC system or working on and maintaining your current unit. Get in touch with House of Heating at 715-384-3163 or contact houseofheating.com. House of Heating, heating and cooling the air you breathe.
To Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. We head to the 6th inning. 3, 4, 5 men due up for Stevens Point here in the 6th. Leadoff man, third baseman Matthew Ostrowski has walked and scored and singled. Officially 1 for 1. The pitch by Richardson. Breaks on the inside corner for a call and strike 1. Stevens Point batting, top of the 6th. Marshfield leads this ball game 3-2. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way. Hit in foul ground on the first base side. Might be playable for Bugar. He'll go over and grab it for the out. First baseman Dayton Bugar makes the play on that foul pop-up on the first base foul line. That's out number 1. Lots of foul ground here at Jack Hackman Field, and Bugar takes advantage of that play. Here's the catcher Noah Shakurid. He has walked and flied to left tonight, 0 for 1. Richardson into his motion. Delivers a breaking ball across for a call and strike 1. Join Larry Hazer and Dick Olson for their take on sports on WOSQ on Thursday morning. Pitch on the way. Fastball catches the corner for a call and strike, 0-2. 2 guys on sports. Larry Hazer and Dick Olson every Thursday at 9:30 a.m. on WOSQ. 0-2 pitch on the way. Popped up in foul ground on the left side. Robinson in foul territory. Grabs it for the out. And so the first 2 Stevens Point batters here in the 6th both foul out. The second baseman, Caden Weinfurter, now batting for Stevens Point, rather. Weinfurter on base twice tonight with a single and an error. 2 guys on sports, Thursdays 9:30 on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ. First pitch to Weinfurter. He swings and misses for strike 1. Marshfield on top 3-2. Stevens Point batting, top of the 6th. Bases empty and 2 outs. Now the 0-1 delivery. Missed inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Weinfurter playing second base for Stevens Point tonight. Pitch on the way. Popped up into shallow right field. Shoddy moves in. He gets there, and he will make the play to end the inning. Stevens Point in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We've now played 5.5 innings of baseball, and our score is Marshfield 3 and Stevens Point 2. We'll come back with more baseball in just a moment.
Tired of hearing about checking account features? So are we. It's more about what you can do with your money to live the life you want. Forward Bank puts your access to everything you need in the palm of your hand. Mobile deposit, recurring digital payments, transfer funds, or pay a friend easily. Yes, our checking is free and includes all that you would expect. It's supported by your neighbors and friends at Forward, dedicated to serving our communities. Open online today at forward.bank.
Dealers Ace Hardware in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center. The tools you trust from the people you can depend on. Shop the store within a store and find what you're looking for.
That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Now that's what I was looking for.
You'll find what you're looking for. We redesigned our store to offer the biggest selection of Milwaukee tools. A selection so big, you'll need a map to find your way out. Hiller's Ace Hardware in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center.
Happy to have you with us for American Legion Baseball tonight on WOSQ and ZaleskiSports.com. Marshfield batting, bottom half of the sixth, leading by a single run in this Legion Baseball matchup tonight. Leadoff batter for Marshfield in the sixth, the first baseman Dayton Bugar. He has singled and flied to left, 1 for 2. Bugar batting right-handed against Royce Lown of Stevens Point. Lown from the stretch. Now delivers a breaking ball as a cross for a called strike 1. Marshfield batting, bottom half of the sixth, leading Stevens Point 3-2. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Chopper to third, and off the glove of Ostrowski, and there'll be no play. Ostrowski had that ball eat him up, and Bugar reaches on the play. That is an error on the third baseman, Ostrowski. Stevens Point's first error tonight. The DH, Tyler Kramer, now batting. Tyler has sacrificed and struck out 0 for 1. We'll see if he's sacrificing again here. Bugar at first base, held there by Rochik. Lown ready. Tyler squares, bunts to home plate. Picked up by Lown. He'll throw to first base just in time for the out. And on that play, Bugar takes second base. So Tyler Kramer with 2 sacrifice bunts tonight. Leadoff man Jacob Sadowska batting for Marshfield. Jacob has been on base 3 times with 2 singles, and he's also been hit by a pitch. He scored once. Lown checks the base runner, and Sadowska bunts third base side, picked up by Ostrowski. He then drops the ball. All hands are safe, and Bugar moves to third. Ball was bunted harder, I think, than Sadowska wanted to, but Ostrowski made the play, but then dropped it. That's also ruled an error on Ostrowski. So 2 errors by Ostrowski here in the 6th inning. Bugar takes third base on that play. Runners at first and third, only 1 out for Matt Konieczny, who was struck out twice and fly to center. Lown gets ready. Sadowska going. Pitch over for a called strike. No throw to second base. Sadowska steals second base. And Bugar holds at third. The count on Konieczny, no balls, 1 strike with 2 men in scoring position. Infield now comes in to choke off that run at the plate. Lown gets set. Pitch on the way. Outside for the ball. Gets away from the catcher, however. And Bugar will score. And Marshfield leads 4-2. Sadowska takes third base. That's a passed ball on the catcher, Shakurat. That ball was receivable. And Bugar scores a big insurance run for Marshfield. Sends Sadowska to third. The count on Konieczny now 1 ball, 1 strike. Infield stays in. And Lown fires a curveball. Chopped towards shortstop. Picked up by Roth. Looks the runner back. Throws to first base in time for the out. Konieczny is retired for out number 2. And Sadowska holds his ground at third base. 2 men down. Dawson Luther batting for Marshfield. Dawson has singled, doubled, fly to center. 2 for 3 with a run batted in and a run scored. Infield now back at normal depth. Luther batting left-handed. Lown gets set and throws down low for ball 1. So it's now Marshfield 4, Stevens Point 2. Marshfield batting, bottom half of the 6th. Sadowski at third base, and 2 outs. Any run scored by Marshfield this inning will be unearned. 1-0 on Dawson Luther. Lown ready. Fires once again. Inside for ball. 2 balls, no strikes. More baseball on Wednesday on ZaleskiSports.com. Marshfield and Stevens Point and Legion baseball tomorrow. That broadcast 7:30. Everest at Wausau, Legion baseball as well. Game time 8 p.m. in Wausau tomorrow evening. 2-0 pitch on the way. Fouled deep on the left field line on a play. Count now 2-1. Also, the Marshfield Chaparrals game with Everest tomorrow on ZaleskiSports.com starting at 7 p.m. So 3 ball games for you tomorrow evening on ZaleskiSports.com. 2 balls, 1 strike on Dawson Luther. Lown ready. Now delivers. Low and inside and bounds away from the catcher. And Marshfield scores again. That ball in the dirt. That's a wild pitch charge to Lown. Allows Sadowski to score and give Marshfield a 5-2 lead. And the count on Dawson Luther now 3-1. All Marshfield runs this inning are unearned. Lown ready. And fires. Popped foul, third base side of the play. Count full of 3-2. 2 costly errors by Stevens Point this inning, plus a wild pitch and a pass ball. Count full on Dawson Luther, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lown gets ready and throws. High hopper first base side and taken in foul ground with first baseman Rocek. Count stays 3-2. Each pitcher now at 73 pitches, so a good chance that we'll have at least 1 complete game, if not 2 tonight. Once again, 3-2 on Dawson Luther. And Lown fires. High fly ball foul, third base side of the play. Still 3-2 on Dawson Luther. One of several Pittsville ball players in this Marshfield program this year. Pittsfield's Zach Roberts pitched in the 17U game this evening. Once again, the count full, 3-2. Here's the pitch, high for ball 4. Luther draws a base on balls. That is the first issued by Lown tonight. Brings up Mason Anderson, the Marshfield second baseman. He has singled, doubled, fly to center. 2 for 3, a run scored and a run batted in. Luther edges off first base, held there by Rocek. Pitch to Anderson on the way. High fly ball towards center field. Marshke is right there, and he'll make the play to end the inning. Hit well by Anderson, but right at Braden Marshke to retire the side. Some important insurance runs for Marshfield here in the 6th. Blue Devils get 2 runs, both unearned, on no hits. 2 errors, a walk, 1 man left on base. We now move to the 7th inning with Marshfield leading Stevens Point 5-2. We'll come back with more baseball action in just a moment.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chip's Hamburgers in Marshfield has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between. Check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See Chip's complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream, all served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chip's Hamburgers in Marshfield. Be a champ and have a chipperific day.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Right now we move on to the 7th inning here at Jack Hackman Field. Marshfield leads this Legion ball game by 3 as Stevens Point bats in the top half of the 7th inning. Coach Opiola on the field talking with our plate umpire. Might be some changes coming for Stevens Point here in the 7th inning. Each team scored 2 in the first, and Point has been quiet since then. Stevens Point only 1 hit off of Nathan Richardson since the first inning. Marshfield scored 1 in the 3rd, then 2 more in the 6th for their current 5-2 advantage. Trevor Harrison has a bat. And he may be hitting for Ty Cluck.
Now batting number 77, Trevor Harrison.
Ty Cluck bunted into a double play and flied to right. 0 for 2. Harrison batting left-handed. The pitch by Richardson off the plate for ball 1. Marshfield leads this ball game 5-2. Stevens Point batting, top of the 7th. Nathan Richardson throwing for Marshfield. Fires once again. Line fouled on the left field line at a play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Richardson now at 75 pitches, so he's in good shape. He can hold Stevens Point here for a complete game win. 1 ball, 1 strike on Harrison. Here's the pitch. That rides high for ball 2-1. Keep in mind the Legion pitch number is 105, not 100 as it is in the WIAA. Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way. Again fouled over the screen at a play. Now goes to 2-2. Marshfield has some good pitching depth this year. Richardson from Auburndale with a real solid job tonight. Now his 2-2 pitch on the way. That rides outside for ball 3-2. Count on Harrison, full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Richardson winds, throws once again. Again fouled back. Count remains, 3 balls and 2 strikes. New supply of baseballs comes out. Harrison back in the box. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Richardson winds and throws. Ground ball back up the middle. Sadowska behind the bag, can't get there. Goes through for a base hit. Harrison singles to center field. Only the 4th Stevens Point hit in this ball game and just their 2nd since the first inning. A.J. O'Brien now batting for Watalowitz.
Now batting number 4, A.J. O'Brien.
A.J. O'Brien stands in as a pinch hitter. Watalowitz flied to center and bounds into a fielder's choice. 0 for 2 on the evening. Now it's O'Brien at the plate. Harrison leads at first base. Pitch down low and scooped out nicely by Konechny for ball 1. Marshall trying to close out a win tonight, leading by 3 as Stevens Point bats in the top half of the 7th inning. And now Richardson almost went from the windup. Somebody reminds him, you have a base runner at first base. Now goes back to stretch position. 1-0 pitch in the dirt, blocked by Konechny. That's ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. We do not see any action right now in the Marshfield bullpen on the left field line. Richardson throws once again. In there for a called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike on A.J. O'Brien. Harrison edges off first base, held there by Bugar. Here's the pitch, misses inside for a ball. The count now 3 balls and 1 strike. Richardson gets set once again. 3-1 delivery. A big swing and a miss. And the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nathan Richardson trying to nail down a Marshfield win tonight. 3-2 on O'Brien. Pitch on the way. In there for a call, strike 3. Nice pitch on the inside corner, and O'Brien out on strikes. Third strikeout for Richardson tonight. With one out, Dayton Kobach will come up, and he'll bat for the DH, Piasek. Piasek struck out and fly to center. His plate appearances. First pitch to Kobach is in there for a called strike one. Marshfield 5, Stevens Point 2. Point batting, top of the 7th. 1 out, 1 on. Next pitch down low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Talking last night during our broadcast about the passing of longtime Colby football coach Dwayne Teska, who passed away several days ago at the age of 93. 1-1 on Kobach. Here's the pitch. Fly ball in the gap in left center field. That drops for a base hit. Harrison rounding second, heading to third base. He'll be stopped right there on a double by Kobach. Dayton Kobach doubles the gap in left center field. Harrison stops at third. And Stevens Point now has runners at second and third, only 1 out for first baseman Tony Rotchek. Rotchek has bounced to short, popped to second, 0 for 2. And Jared Kressel coming out for a conference with the Marshfield pitcher, catcher, and infielders. Anyway, Coach Teska passed away several days ago at the age of 93 after a long career in coaching at Colby High School. Colby is looking for a new head football coach for next season, as the current coach, or most recent coach, Logan Rosemeyer, is stepping down. Coach Rosemeyer is a Gilman native, the son of longtime Gilman coach Robin Rosemeyer. And he'll now return to Gilman as the principal of the Gilman schools, starting in the fall of 2026. Rosemeyer was 4-15 in 2 seasons at Colby, including 1-8 in 2025. We mentioned Rosemeyer is the son of longtime Gilman coach Robin Rosemeyer and the nephew of former Colby coach Jeff Rosemeyer, the man who replaced Dwayne Teska as Colby football coach back in 1991. So Logan Rosemeyer stepping down, and a new football coach next season at Colby. Tony Rotchek batting for Stevens Point. Takes a pitch on the inside corner for a called strike one. Harrison to third base. Kobach at second. Next pitch high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rotchek is the tying run at the plate for Stevens Point. Infield back to count 1 ball, 1 strike. Richardson throws once again. Foul back behind home plate. Count now 1-2. Nathan Richardson trying to nail down a win here for the Marshfield Blue Devils. Working from the windup. Pitch on the way. Inside for a ball, 2-2. Richardson now at 93 pitches. We mentioned a few minutes ago he's in line for a complete game win, but perhaps not. He's approaching that pitch limit here. 2-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball towards second base. Grabbed by Anderson. Plays to first base in time for the out. A run does score. So the Marshfield lead cut to 5-3. Rotchek tossed out by second baseman Mason Anderson for out number 2. On that play, Harrison scores from third base. And Kobach goes to third. Leadoff man Braden Marshke batting for Stevens Point. Half swing of the pitch off the plate. And we'll have an appeal here, and the base umpire says he did not swing. That's ruled ball 1. So it's now Marshfield 5, Stevens Point 3. Point batting, top of the 7th. Runner at third base and 2 outs. Here's the pitch, up and in for a ball, 2-0. Marshke is the tying run at the plate for Stevens Point. 2-0 the count. Richardson throws once again. Up and in for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Now Marshke back in there. Richardson winds and fires. High for ball 4. And Marshke walks on 4 pitches. So the tying runs now are on base for shortstop Calvin Roth, who's 0 for 3 tonight. with 2 ground balls to third base and a fly ball to right field. And Richardson's pitch count now at 98. Again, the Legion pitch count 105. Ross stands in. 2 outs, 2 on. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 1. Our score is Marshfield 5, Stevens Point 3. Point batting, top half of the 7th. Runners at first and third and 2 outs. 1-0 pitch on the way. Inside for a ball, 2-0. Nathan Richardson trying to nail down that final out and pick up the win tonight for the Marshfield Blue Devils. 2-0 on Roth. Here's the pitch. A big swing and a miss, and Roth throws the bat behind home plate in that eagerness to swing the bat hard. Count on Roth now 2 balls and 1 strike. Roth, the player of the year in the Wisconsin Valley Conference this year. A very talented young man. Dangerous man here in this spot. Wipe some dirt on that bat handle. And now steps back in. The count 2 balls and 1 strike. Runners lead at first and third. Richardson from the stretch. Pitch on the way. Hit foul on the third base side. The count now 2-2. Marshke at first base off with the pitch. He is the tying run at first base in this situation. Goes back to the bag, held there by Dayton Bugar. 2-2 on Roth as he stands back in there. Richardson checks the base runners once again. 2-2 delivery. Inside for a ball. Throw to second base on the stolen base try is late. Marshke steals second base. And the count on Roth now full, 3-2. And a base hit here might tie the ball game for Stevens Point. The count on Roth is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes, with 2 men in scoring position, and Point down by 2. Richardson from the stretch. Pitch on the way. That's in there for a called strike 3 to end the ball game. Good pitch by Richardson, his 4th strikeout tonight. And Marshfield knocks off Stevens Point once again tonight. Point in the 7th, 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, a walk, and 2 men left on base. Our final score this evening, Marshfield 5, Stevens Point 3. We'll have a full recap on our postgame report following these messages.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.